Number 1, pencils down. The word is jumped. How many syllables?
Jumped.
1 syllable. What's the first sound?
J.
Second sound? Third sound? Fourth sound? Fifth sound? Okay, and we're gonna put our hands together like that. Which t are we gonna use?
Ed.
Yes, ed, d, t. Okay, now you write it and say it. J, m, t.
Underline.
Yes, underline t.
And put a 3 on t.
Yes, put a 3 on top because it's the third sound. Perfect. Number 2. Next word is sailed. How many syllables?
Sailed. 1.
First sound. Second sound.
A.
Third sound.
O.
Fourth sound.
D.
D. Putting our 2 fingers together. Which d are we going to use? Ed, d, t. Okay, now you write it and say it.
Forgot one thing.
I think you already know it though.
Yeah.
Hopefully. S, A, O, D. Markings.
Underline A.
Underline A.
And underline ed. And put a 3 on top.
No.
Put a 2 on top.
So you need to say underline D.
D.
You don't say all 3 sounds because that's not what it's making in this word. So underline D. Put a 2 on top because it's the second sound of ed, d, t. Okay.
3.
Number 3, the word is hunted. How many syllables?
Hunted. 2.
Yes. First syllable. No, first syllable, not first sound. Hunt. Hunt.
Oh, I thought you said haunted.
Oh, hunted. Hunted. Like we hunted for deer yesterday. Hunted. Okay? So 4. You should have 4 fingers up for hunt. And then second syllable on the other hand.
Ted.
Ed. Hunt. Ed.
Hunted.
But you don't put your hands together because it's 2 syllables. You only put your hands together if it's 1 syllable. And you need more fingers. Okay, so write it and say it. Hunted. Hunt. And leave a space between syllables. Ed. Markings?
Underline ed.
Underline ed. Is that it?
Yes.
Yes.
No. Oh.
Because it's the first sound and we don't mark the first sound. We just mark if it's saying the second or third. Okay, so those are the 3 ED words that say different sounds. Now I'm going to teach you one of the rules. Let's see. Get your rules out. Okay, so rule, let's see, where's the ED rule?
ED rule. Oh, it says it's 18.
No,
28.
No, 28. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so ed has 3 sounds. Ed is a past tense ending. So that means ed is going to go at the end of verbs. A verb is an action word like jump or hunt, right? Or sail. So the ed is going to go at the end of those words. If you hear the word, or if you hear the sound d or t at the end of a word, it's not a verb, then it's not going to be ed. Has to be a verb to make it past tense. Got it?
Okay.
And then if a base word ends with a voiced consonant, ed says d. So look at your spelling word.
Sailed.
Okay, so if a base word ends with a voiced consonant, so the base word is jump. The base word is jump, and it ends with p. Is that your voice?
No.
You don't use your voice for p. Okay, so that means you're going to use t, which is the unvoiced sound of the 3 sounds of ED. Do you understand that? And then for the next one, it says if a base word ends with an unvoiced consonant, Ed says t. So d is the voiced one, d. If it has a voice, then it's going to use the d sound because d has a voice. Do you understand that? If it has no voice, then you're going to use the sound that has no voice. So the voice goes with the voice, right? So look at the word sail. Does have a voice?
Yes.
That's why we're going to use d, because d has a voice. Do you understand?
So,
Doesn't have a voice. T doesn't have a voice for jumped.
so you're kind of like matching it.
Yes, matching the last letter and find out if it's a voice or not. And then you would say that. This is when you're reading words and you're not sure if it's saying ed or if it's saying d or if it's saying t. Okay? And then hunt ends with t. So we're not going to use t again, right? It's not hunt t. That's why they use ed, because you can't have the 2 sounds going back to back. It's not hunt t. It's hunt ed. Okay, so that's Rule 28. We're going to put Rule 28 on all 3 of these words. Rule 28. Rule 28. Rule 28. So when we write Rule 28, we should be saying which part applies to this word. So we could say, Rule 28, use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant. And then for sailed, we would say,
Use the voiced
yeah,
sound.
Rule 28, use the voice sound with the voiced consonant. This one's hard, huh? And then Rule 28 for hunted would be past tense ending. You would just say past tense ending. Even though they're all past tense ending, but the hunted doesn't go with any of the other parts of that particular rule. Okay? Yeah. So you just say past tense ending. All right, number 5, pencils down. The word is bake. I will bake a cake. First sound?
Bake.
I didn't ask how many syllables. I said first sound.
B.
Second sound?
A.
Third sound?
E.
E. We need to say E, even though it's not a 4th sound. Okay, now you write it and say it. B. A. K. E. Markings?
Underline. 1 A once, E twice, job 1, A says A.
Makes.
E.
Makes the A say A.
Yeah. Okay, so A once, E twice, job 1, makes the A say A. Make sure you say that.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you said it. Okay, number 5, pencils down. The word is baking. How many syllables?
Baking. 2.
2 syllables. First syllable, Syllable. The whole syllable.
Bake.
Bake.
Bake. And we're not going to use the E. So bake. And then second syllable.
Ing.
King.
Ing.
Ing.
You see my fingers?
You erase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be rule 11 where we write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel. Okay, so go ahead and write it and say it. Bake.
Bake.
Ing.
Ing.
Yep, write the word without the E. Make sure you have a space between syllables.
Write the E.
And then you say rule 11. And if you don't remember it, use your rules. Write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel. Okay, let's say this by ourselves. Ashlyn, go.
Write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Leon?
Write the word without the E when adding an end of
Adding an ending.
adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Good. Lincoln?
Write the word without the E when adding an
Ending.
that begins with a vowel.
Good. Rocky?
Write the word without the E when ending that begins with a vowel.
Axel?
Write the word without adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Nigel?
Write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Maddie?
Write the word without the E that
When adding.
when adding an end that begins with a vowel.
Good. Okay, Chad, say it. What are the markings for baking?
Underline A.
No.
Underline.
Put a 2 on top of the A.
No.
Underline.
What was this A?
And
What makes
rule
A say
11
A?
makes.
Rule 11 shows us that there was an E there. And we're going to write it without the E.
So it
So.
still has the same consequences.
Exactly.
You don't have any.
Did we bracket those?
Not yet.
How many more than 5?
Okay, number 6 is baked.
Oh,
I baked a cake yesterday. First sound.
baked.
First sound. Second sound.
A.
Third sound. Fourth sound.
D.
T.
Why did I say
Okay. Which t are we going to use?
Ed.
Yes. Ed. D. T. Okay, now you write it and say it.
B.
B.
A.
A. T.
Underline and put a 2 on top of t because it's the second vowel.
No.
Sound.
Underline t because it's the. Wait, what sound is it? Not the second.
Underline t because it's the.
Third sound.
No, we're underlining t. Sorry, I'm going to correct you. Underline t. And then what?
And then the
Nigel, say it out loud
Put a
because
3
these
on
kids
top
need help.
of the third sound.
Put a 3 on top because it's the third sound.
I thought it's.
Wait, do we underline the
Ed.
the
D.
A in this one because of the E?
Those are the 3 sounds. What?
Do we underline the A or the E? Because the A goes with the E or something? 'Cause the
No.
E makes
This
it
is
okay.
rule 11. So write rule 11 and say, write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
And I know.
Write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Perfect.
And rule 28.
Yes.
Um.
But you don't write a second R. You just put a comma and then put 28. Rule 28.
Rule 28.
What are we gonna
if
say?
a base word ends with an unvoiced consonant, AD says t.
Match the,
So
match,
you basically
match the
say
voice ending with the voice consonant.
use the voiced sound with the voiced consonant.
Unvoiced.
Use the
I mean,
voice.
unvoiced, yeah.
Use the unvoiced. Wait.
Yeah. Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant. Got it? Okay, say it.
Right, the
Use an unvoiced
What's the
sound
unvoiced sound?
for
With?
the unvoiced consonant.
Yes.
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Okay, Lincoln, say it. Say it.
Use the unvoiced sound without the
With the unvoiced
with the unvoiced
consonant. Okay, Rocky?
Write the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Okay, or use.
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Let's all say the same thing so we're not confusing each other.
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Yeah. Axel?
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Okay. Nigel?
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Maddie?
The unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Using the and.
Can you repeat that? You got choppy.
What?
Repeat that.
Wait, I gotta figure out how it starts again.
Use.
Wait.
Okay, let's bracket bake, baking, and baked. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Now we're going to say the words for reading and say the words for spelling, then say them for reading. Ready? Begin. J, t. Stop. Make sure you say that p because you forgot to say p. And then the last sound is t. Do it again. J, p, t. Jumped. S, a, o, d. Sailed. Hunt, ed. Again. Hunt, ed. Because we say the syllables together. B, a, k, e, bake. Yes, I forgot to say hunted altogether. Okay, next one. Bake, ing, baking. Again. Bake, ing, baking. B, a, k, t, baked. Okay, open your rule pages to Rule 11. Spelling rule pages to Rule 11. As you can see, I already put bake, baking, and baked. Now we're going to do come, coming, and we can't do cummed, but we're going to write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel. Everybody with me? Okay. Let's say the sounds as we write the word come or coming. Okay, ready? Go. Come. Leave a space between syllables. Ing.
Ing.
And then rule, oh wait, we don't have to put rule 11 because it's already at the top of the page. Markings?
Underline
Yep. And then we just say rule 11, write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Write the word without the E
When adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
What? Leon? Say it again. By yourself.
Write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Perfect. Okay. Now let's do one more on here. Or actually two more. Write. So we're gonna do the word writing because we can't use the ed for writing. So we're just gonna do for write. We can, blah 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 blah. We're just gonna do the word writing. Okay. So say it as you write it. Ready? Go. Write. Ing. Markings.
Underline
Write the word, and then rule 11, write the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Write the word without the E
When adding an ending that begins with a vowel.
Okay. Now for the word change, we're going to do changing, and then we're going to do changed. Is that a word? Yeah. I changed the baby's diaper. Okay. So changing, ready, go. Change. Ing.
Underline
Underline, but we also have to underline ch. Okay, and then on the next column, write changed. A, N, J, D. Okay, and this is not Rule 28 rule page, but we're going to write Rule 28. Okay, so let's underline ch, and then underline d. Now, what other markings do we have?
Underline
A.
No,
Underline A.
no.
Rule 20.
We need a marking on d.
Oh, change. Then put 2 on
Yes.
top of d because it's the second.
Yeah, put a 2 on top of d because it's the second sound. And then we need to say Rule 28 for this word.
Use voiced sound. Use the voiced
Consonant.
consonant for a voice.
If a base word ends with a voice.
That's too long, Lincoln. So you don't want to memorize that whole thing. You just want to memorize the short version, which is just use the voiced sound
The voice sound.
with the voiced consonant. Does that make sense?
Use the voice sound with the voice consonant.
Yeah. Or if it was unvoiced, you would say use the unvoiced sound with the voiced consonant.
Use the unvoiced sound with the unvoiced consonant.
Okay? But in this case, j has a voice and d has a voice, so it's going to be use the voiced sound with the voiced consonant.
Wait, changed.
Change j, d.
But isn't it another rule for the G to say its soft sound?
Yeah, that would be using the silent final E. But that's what Rule 11 reminds us. We're writing the word without the E when adding an ending that begins with a vowel. Now, in this case, there's an E there right after G, right? But that's not the silent final E because we wrote the word without the E and added the ending, the past tense ending, right? Okay,
Also, the reason the E was there before was job 1 to make the A say A,
right.
and then we got rid of it.
Exactly. And the ending that we added happened to be one that starts with an E. Yeah. Okay, great question there. We're done with this page.